Well, it's December in my vegetable garden. I tried something a little different this year. I've never grown these before. These are ornamental cabbages. I just sort of bought them on a whim, and I'm almost sorry I put them in here. They're so pretty, I don't want to pull them out, but I don't believe they're edible. I need to look into these things. But aren't these amazing? Look at the colors in here. You know, you could put these into a regular landscape and they would just add so much to the look and the feel of the whole landscape. Got a lot of other colors still coming in. It's first week in December. Still have some nasturtiums coming up and a few things going on. And we're dealing with all of our cold weather crops right now. So we got a lot of kale. Some of the lettuce is starting to come back up. This area in through here was just sort of a seeded mess, and things are coming up everywhere. I've got all kinds of new bits of kale and lettuce. In a couple of weeks this area will be really full. There's a lot of areas that seeds just kind of spilled out all over the place, so I'm going to let it be. I'm going to see what happens in here. I kind of like the disorganized garden sometimes, you know, the surprises that you find in the garden. Still got my Dino Kale, which seems to be a perpetual plant. Believe it or not, this is going on 4 years with the same plant. I just keep cutting it back, and I harvest so much from this plant. It's amazing how much I eat. Still got some Swiss chard going in here, a little bit more kale. And this whole area over here, I'm letting this kind of go fallow for a little bit. I put in a whole lot of horse manure in here and really dug it in well. Looks like the squirrels are having a heyday in there. Better pull out all those acorns before they grow. But I'm going to let this just sit for a little while and probably plant this, probably the beginning of spring. There's a lot of spring planting that I want to put into this garden. So if I start doing some of the winter planting, they'll kind of lapse over into my springtime period, and then I won't want to pull the plants out. So it froze last night, got down to 32 degrees. I still have a few tomatoes on this plant, but you know what? They're starting to split. As soon as that starts happening, it's almost time to pull them. But you know, the problem is, as long as you still have good tasty tomatoes, I don't want to do it. And these cherry tomatoes, these are the Sun Gold. They're one of my favorites. I tell you, they're so tasty, and they're so prolific. I've just gotten thousands and thousands of tomatoes off of this one massive plant, whereas all the other tomato plants, I've already pulled them all. So this is my garden now. I hope you've got your garden going, and get out there and get working on it if you're not doing anything.